In one of the more bizarre decisions from any sports league I can remember, MLB decided to expand the postseason field literally hours before the first pitch of the 2020 season was thrown. In fact, the official announcement wasn't even made until after the season had already technically started. I already talked a little bit about the decision and my feelings about it here. Basically, I'm fine this year but don't want it to be long-term, so I won't go into all of it again for too long. But I will give a quick refresher on how things will work. Instead of the normal 5 teams from each league qualifying for postseason play, this year there will be 8. The top 2 teams in all 6 divisions will automatically qualify, and then there will be 2 more wildcards from each league. Then, instead of having one do-or-die game to start the postseason, there will be 4 best-of-3 series. Those will take place over 3 days with the higher seed hosting all 3 games. Like I said, I don't like this long-term, but it's hard to deny that this is very good news for the Red Sox, who were generally seen to be on the outside looking in before this rule, and now are right in the thick of things. According to FanGraphs' playoff odds, the Red Sox saw their chances jump from 39% by the old rules to 64% after the rule change. It has since jumped to 67% after yesterday's game. They aren't the only team to see a big jump, but they were right there with the biggest jumps in the league. So, now the question becomes who they are competing with for a postseason spot. We'll start with the caveat that, in a 60-game season, we know even less than we usually do at prediction time. Basically anything can happen besides the Orioles making the playoffs, and I wouldn't be totally shocked. That said, I am still assuming the Red Sox will not crack the top 2 in the division. The Yankees and the Rays just look to be clearly better and they should be the AL East teams to waltz into the postseason. So that means they will be competing for one of the 2 wildcard spots. To get to who I think they'll be competing against, let's look at the teams who I think are bad enough to write off, and also the teams that are good enough that I'm confident in their ability to finish in the top 2 in the division. The teams that are too bad are Baltimore, Kansas City, Detroit, Seattle. The teams that are too good are Houston, Oakland, Minnesota, New York, Tampa BaySo. That leaves 5 teams against whom the Red Sox are most likely to be battling for those 2 wildcard spots. In no particular order, those teams are Cleveland, Chicago, Los Angeles, Texas and Toronto. The Red Sox only need to beat 3 of those teams, though, because one of the central teams are going to finish second in their division and earn an automatic spot. The main takeaway here is that the Red Sox, while admittedly mediocre on paper, have a damn solid chance to make the playoffs this year.